Hello pilots and welcome back to another X-Wing flight video brought to you by Out of Arc Gaming. As always, my name is Phil and today we have round 3 of the Beachhead 2022 Battle over Scarif tournament. Now, just a quick one, you will probably have noticed that the timer is already about 68 minutes down. Unfortunately, the camera decided to stop working just as we started. Luckily, we're able to catch that and we can get straight into the action. But joining me today, we have...
Hi guys, it's Amy. I'm back.
Hey Amy, welcome back. It's been far too long since we've actually had you on the channel, so I am very happy to have you back on the channel, especially because we've got First Order and we couldn't have First Order without you here, to be honest. So got some great lists on the table. They're already throwing shots at each other, but let's run through those lists. So take it away with what Peter's got.
Okay, so Peter has got Quick Draw with Predator and Special Forces Gunner, Backdraft with Fanatical and Special Forces Gunner, Captain Phasma with Fanatical and another Special Forces Gunner, so that is 3 already good looking Special Forces ties. And there is 2 TIE ships there with Epsilon Squadron Cadet with Automated Target Priority and Lieutenant Rebus.
Nice. Now that's quite an easy list to go through, to be honest. I'm just going to take a big deep breath because once again we have a mini Y-Wing swarm and there's so many upgrades on there, I actually had to reduce the font size to be able to fit it on. So Wes has brought 3 New Republic Patrol Y-Wings for the Resistance. Now, 2 of them have marksmanship, ferrosphere paint, dorsal turret, R5 astromech, proximity mines, hull upgrade, wartime loadout, and proton torpedoes. The final one has marksmanship, pattern analyzer, dorsal turret, R5 astromech, seismic charge, hull upgrades, wartime loadout, and proton torpedoes. That's longer than most of my shopping list when I go to the shop. Like, he's got a lot there, and you can just see them. Like, it's a good job we had so much space outside of the mat so that he could fit all of his cards on the table. But yeah, 2 very different and interesting lists there. I do love these Resistance Y-Wings, though. They are quite possibly the best Y-Wings in the game. I will fight anyone over that. But yeah, they are so cool. But it's really nice to see. I mean, this is thematic. We have First Order versus Resistance today, so you can't really get better than that, can you?
No, and it's First Order. It's one of my favourites, so it immediately it's already looking to be one of my favourite games so far.
Yeah,
it's been many, but it's First Order, so it's automatically in like the top 10, top 20, top however many games we've done now.
It's been a few games now, but yeah, it is a really good list. And again, both players were so nice. I got a chance to chat with them whilst they were playing. Tried not to distract them too much, but got a chance to have a chat with them. Wes is a regular down at Entoyment with us, so I know him very well. Peter, first time I met him, came down for the tournament. Lovely guy. Really loved his list as well, and he knew what he wanted to do with it. He flew it really well, but he was also just the way he conducted himself at the tournament was fantastic. I can't. If ever he's at one of your if you're running a tournament and Peter's there, he's going to be a great guy to have there. But yeah, this was an interesting game. To see 5 quite light on upgrade ships versus 3 heavily upgraded ships it's an interesting one, to be honest. I'm not even sure where I'd want to put my money because you'd normally say 5 TIE fighters versus Y-Wings, you'd probably go straight for the TIE fighters with all those guns, but the Y-Wings, they've got enough tech on them to really hurt these TIEs if they get it wrong.
Yeah, I'm always scared of Y-wings, just regardless, because they're so. Don't get me wrong, they're probably not the most maneuverable ship out there, but they've got so many different things that they can do, and a turret, that they're just genuinely scary.
Yeah, I mean, these Y-wings, that turret is a big help for them. They've got so much health. They have 10 health apiece, plus the R5 astromech, which means that they can repair damage cards. So, in theory, if needs be, they technically have 12 health. So it's a lot to chew through. Now, TIE fighters can do that. They have the advantage that there's only one evade dice per Y-wing. So they get enough shots in there, they can do it. But with the torpedoes, the bombs, the mines, the turret, they've got to be careful where they position themselves, because I've seen TIE fighters and especially SS pop quite quickly under sustained fire. And looking at where Backdraft is at the moment, it's an interesting position to be in. He'll get a double shot, but he's going to be taking a range one shot really close there. So I'm not entirely sure how well that's going to go for him, to be honest.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how well he fares.
And plus, that 5k that those Y-wings can do is unexpected, especially when their fastest basic maneuver is a 4 straight. That they can just pull out a 5k is hilariously good fun.
I keep forgetting they can do that.
Yeah.
I'm so used to them being flown slowly.
Yeah. I mean, these Y-wings, they can be flown slowly, but I don't think they want to. They like to be flown a bit faster, and especially with their wartime loadout, which is the best 4-point upgrade in the game, giving you 2 shields, changing some of your actions to white, because a base Y-wing has a lot of reds on here. But the ability on there is when you're shooting a missile or torpedo, if the defender is in your bullseye, your crit results cannot be cancelled by evades. Add to that he's put marksmanship on there. So if that's triggering, he's guaranteeing a crit. And proton torpedoes, which you change a hit to a crit. So a bullseye proton torpedo is guaranteeing 2 crits going through. It's a very nasty combination if it can be pulled off, and I love it. I think it's just brilliant.
The evil Sith in me is pleased with that combination.
But obviously he's got to line those shots up, and it looks like we've got 1 shot lined up, but we need to see what is going to happen here, because all of those SFs do have the advantage of being higher initiative than those Y-wings, so they are going to get those shots off first, but that's the seismic charge removing one of the obstacles, making things a lot easier to fly. So you can see the dice cam down at the bottom. Pete's got those really nice dice that don't work well when I'm trying to hide the actual dice cam, so we just stuck that up on screen. But ouch, that's a lot of damage going into red there, including a crit, which is disabled power regulator. So that's going to be, if he survives, an ion token when he engages.
Could be worse.
Absolutely. I mean, we've seen ions a lot so far in this tournament. A lot of ion cannons, a lot of ion turrets, and they have been wreaking havoc. But we've got a range one from Backdraft into yellow. Oh, that's not so good there. Just 1 focus. And spending the focus to modify it, not going through. That's unfortunate there, actually.
Yeah.
Now, just want to point out as well, we do have some interesting target lock tokens in the bottle tops there. Absolutely brilliant. Unfortunately, those colours don't actually relate to the ships they're stickered on. We realised that about halfway through, but those target locks are from different ships. Oh, is that? Looks like possibly a crit going through on red. Yeah, that's another crit going through on red. And it's a fuel leak. I mean, it could be worse. He's only got 1 health left, so it doesn't really matter at this
Yeah,
point.
it's not going to matter too much.
It's as to whether he can survive the shot from Phasma now. Which is a high potential. There is a target lock there, so Pete's definitely going to spend that, because that was a bit disappointing. Oh, but that, yeah, bye-bye.
Yeah, that's...
Yeah, that's a Y-wing down.
Woohoo!
I mean, again, it's one of the downsides. There's a lot of health to chew through, so I know it feels like that Y-wing's gone down quite quickly, but we did join the game about 7 minutes in. So,
yeah.
And those Y-wings did fly incredibly aggressively to get right up there in Pete's grill. And I think that 5K was a really good option that Pete almost read, as it were, and was able to avoid that. He was... When I saw that 5K coming out, I was like, oh, that's going to be tricky to avoid. And he pretty much did really well as well. But here is the protons. So marksmanship, proton torpedo, that's 2 crits, definitely going through onto Epsilon, who can't avoid it. But it's fine, he only got 2 focuses and a evade, so they would have gone through anyway. But again, wartime loadout plus marksmanship plus protons, that's scary, to be honest. It's very rude, but very cool. And that is a damage sensor array. Can yellow finish him off, though? That is the big question.
Yeah, a little bit of revenge for that Y-wing that has just been lost.
I mean, what I find interesting right now, I look at it and go, there's there's a Y-wing down. You've got, oh, that's a good shot. That's some good evades, though. Spending that evade, wow. Epsilon just saying no, thank you very much. But yeah, as I say, I'm looking at the board now and I'm seeing 2 FOs and 3 SFs against 2 Y-wings. That doesn't look like a good ratio for Wes there.
No.
I'd say it's a tricky ratio to go up against. But it is still 20 health to chew through, though. And Pete's also got to be very wary, again, of those proton torpedoes and even the prox mines as well.
Yeah, they have to admit the proximity mines and cluster mines are some of my favourites to use in lists.
See, I don't tend to use the mines as often. I use the normal bombs. I mean, I've mentioned it a few times. Thermal Detonator is a favourite one of mine, although when we get the points for the Blazer Bomb, I'm looking forward to that, because that looks really interesting with that additional token stuck out the back of it. Obviously, at point of recording this, we don't have the points yet, so maybe by the time they're out, we will have the points and I'll have had a chance to use them. But yeah, Thermal Detonators are great, and I do like the choice of seismic charges as well. They're a really cool bomb that can go in so many different directions. If you get it in a cluster of obstacles, your opponent just doesn't know where it's going to hit, except for most likely where they are.
Mm.
Ooh, going aggressive in there towards Epsilon. Does have a few actions that it can do. So taking the target lock could potentially have barrel rolled around, but Wes is not being scared to get right up in that first order swarm there.
Being very brave.
I mean, we do still have the SFs to move, so there is the... I think Wesley's also hoping that he's going to get some bumps in there. Or that they fly past. So let's just see. So Backdraft is going first. These Y-Wings are getting battered, not just by the dice, but by those templates as well, but that's fine. Is that a K-turn over the top?
Yes.
No, it's just a straight. It's just a straight, but it looks like that arc is in the back. So again, TIE SFs, they don't really care. They can shoot you at the back as well.
Oh yeah, of course.
I mean, the TIE SF is a really cool ship. I love the fact that it has that option to shoot forward and back, especially with the Special Forces gunner. That's, again, another really, really good upgrade. Expensive upgrade, though, at 9 points, but I would say definitely worth it. So for those of you that may not come up against First Order or TIE SF, Special Forces gunner, while you perform a primary forward arc attack, if your turret is in the forward arc, you may roll 1 additional attack die. After you perform a primary attack, if your turret is in the rear, you may perform a bonus turret attack from the rear. So that's how Backdraft was able to get that two-way shot there. He lined it up absolutely perfectly, so incredibly good flying there. Oh, that's a tight barrel roll into that rock. Just avoiding it. Very high-level stuff there. Now, both these players at this stage are currently running 2-0 in the tournament, so having really good runs so far. In fact, swarms were the order of the day for Beachhead. Not very much ace play, but we had a lot of swarms. In fact, across 2 lists, we had 7 Resistance Y-Wings. We also had the 4 Republic Y-Wings from round 1. And believe it or not, there was actually someone running 6 Fireballs and a Resistance Y-Wing in one list.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
6 Fireballs.
And they were all painted as the different pilots from the Resistance TV show. I have it under good authority. I've only watched the first couple of episodes, I'm afraid.
I've watched maybe half of it, and then I can't remember why I wasn't able to watch the rest of the series. I probably have, but it's been a while since I've watched it. But of course, I've started the timeline all over again, as I do every year. Yeah. So.
And there's been a lot of new stuff. Mando, Boba Fett, Bad Batch, the final bit of the Clone Wars. There's been so much to go through. We won't spoil any of it here, obviously, because I know some people might not have caught up or they're waiting to watch it all. So we won't spoil anything here. All we will say is go watch it. It's great. Absolutely
it's fantastic.
Brilliant. Yeah.
I very rarely sit on the sofa just completely frozen. You know, that scene in Big Bang Theory where they've all gone to go and see The Force Awakens and they're just slumped in the chair going, oh, that was so good. That was literally me after watching the finale of Boba Fett. I was like, oh my God.
I think the whole way.
Oh, yeah. It's so good.
So good. But back to the game, we've got another attack there. That looks like 3 hits.
Oof.
2 hits, sorry, going into blue there from Quick Draw. Phasma now spending her focus. Oh, that's a big hit. That's all shields got on blue. So they've got a lot of health, but they don't have a lot of evades to try and save that health, unfortunately. And that'd be Backdraft causing even more damage there. Yep. That's a lot of pain there for blue.
In a very difficult spot right there.
In a very difficult spot. Probably wishing it had Dead Man Switch at this point. or just some way of just triggering something like that.
Yeah, that is my favourite elicit.
Oh, there's some new elicits that have just come out in the Razor Crest, which I'm not going to lie, are incredibly nice. So, but we're getting some shots back now. That was unfortunate there. Blue spending its target lock, just the one hit, unfortunately. That was yellow, sorry, into Epsilon, trying to get rid of it. Oh, does get the crit through, though. And that crit was direct hit, so that is Epsilon down.
Oh.
So that's one TIE fighter down. Unfortunately, only 27 points on that one. So that's one of the things with those TIE FOs, they can be really quite cheap, but really effective. Do we see another Proton Torp here into Revis? Yes, we do.
It would be rude not to.
Yeah, he's got the range. Doesn't have marksmanship, unfortunately, but that's not a bad shot. So 2 hits and a crit. What can Revis do in reply? 2 evades. That's not bad. I think Pete will take that, to be honest. Losing 1 shield there is definitely an acceptable outcome. And Revis now to shoot back. Spend the focus. And more damage through. So a very solid round there for Pete. Wes managed to get rid of the Epsilon, but not a huge much else in terms of damage there. So it's a really sticky situation for those Y-Wings, especially Blue. I wouldn't be surprised if we see possibly a seismic charge drop now from Blue, and then Blue bucking out right over the top of all of those TIE fighters.
Yeah, that would be quite nice to see, especially when they're all literally right there. And I love the First Order, but I have to admit that is a great opportunity to drop a seismic charge.
Yeah. I mean, it's just a shame how close they are together that... Oh, no bombs. It's a shame how close they are together. You couldn't fit a prox mine in there without mining yourself. So... Oh, that's nicely flown. Right through that gap, slooping in, getting prepped to catch Blue when it turns around. That is really nice. I like that positioning there from Revis. Looks like Pete was just debating whether to put Phasma back with Blue just about to go, so... Again, one thing I did enjoy watching Pete play, his awareness of the board state was really good. He knew he was able to really pay attention to what was happening and sort of see quite far ahead, which was good for his play, but also good to help keep the game moving quite quickly.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering, it looks like Blue's turret is too ship right, so towards Pete, so might be facing away. Oh no, I think it's facing backwards.
Yeah, I think it's backwards.
That's good. Yeah, because I was thinking for a second, I was thinking, need to rotate or something, because at the moment you're not in a great position. Checking for target lock there on Revis, possibly looking for another proton torpedo there. Spending the munitions whilst you've got them. And I know Revis isn't worth a lot of points, but if he can delete another ship, that is always going to be helpful. Now, what are Quick Draw and Phasma going to do here? Because the SFs don't have a K-turn, they've got the Sloop, haven't they?
They have, yeah.
So, do they Sloop to try and take out blue, or do they disengage and try and get in on yellow and start the hurt train there? Or just do a 1 forward and keep the hurt train on blue?
Yeah.
I mean, you've got...
that might... Yeah, I think the 1 forward is going to be the best bet.
Yeah, because I mean, it keeps the guns on blue. Oh. Okay. Getting Phasma in range of yellow there. And I'm assuming that we're about to see Quick Draw do something that needs Phasma out the way then.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know, actually. I don't think Phasma would have been in the way there, but... Interesting. I don't think Pete expected blue to be where he is.
I can understand the theory behind it. Because if blue goes to the left, then Phasma will have blue in the rear arc. Yellow, either way, I think it's safe to say they're going straight forward regardless.
Yeah. What I find interesting, though, is this is a prime opportunity for Wes to take a shot at Quick Draw. Because if he can take down some of Quick Draw's shields, whilst Quick Draw doesn't have a shot, that's Quick Draw's ability cancelled out. So that is going to be interesting. Because the last thing you want is to shoot Quick Draw and then Quick Draw to shoot you back, because it's always painful.
Yeah.
But we do have a Proton Torp here from yellow going into Revis. It's not a great shot, but luckily got the target lock in there.
Oh, that's better.
Bit better. 2 hits and a crit. Ouch. That is a lot of damage on Revis. Let's see what that crit is, because that could be...
That could be bye-bye.
It's a hull breach, so again, at this stage, doesn't really mean much, unfortunately, with 1 health left.
No, because he's going to be dead anyway.
Yeah, but it's going to be around for another round anyway, because I don't think they're going to be shooting at Revis again. But let's see. Are you going for Quick Draw or are you checking? Checking to see if you can take Revis out, but that's a no. Yeah, that's right. Shoot a Quick Draw. He's the best option. Ooh, hit crit. Both going through. That's 2 shields down on Quick Draw. That is absolutely the best result there from a 2-dice gun.
Yep, that is
absolutely exactly what you want right there, because Quick Draw can't shoot you. If you can get another shield off Quick Draw without Quick Draw being able to shoot back, then that would be the best way of nullifying that. Just the one evaded. Oh, the New Republic blue continues to live. So that was actually a pretty good turn there for Wes. He took no damage and got Revis down to 1 health and took off 2 shields of Quick Draw. That was ideal there for him, really. just a shame. Blue's the one with the seismic charges, and seismic charges aren't going to be any good right there. Oh, hold on.
Proximity mines?
Proxmine.
Oh, hoping to catch out Reverse.
Yeah. Possibly
Smart.
got these seismics and proxies on the wrong ships there. But if that catches Reverse, that's brilliant. Oh, I think it does catch Reverse, and that's Reverse gone.
Ouch.
That is absolutely ideal there.
It's well played.
I mean, we were looking at it earlier, and we were saying about how there wasn't the disparity between the number of ships was definitely favouring Pete, but now it's got a lot closer. So the overlay will most likely update in a moment, but that's really helped Wes out there. And those SFs, I mean, Backdraft and Phasma aren't in a terrible position, but Quickdraw is kind of out of the action for the time being. So yeah, 100 points for Pete, 55 in Wes's favour, and if he can half-point Quickdraw is the most expensive one on that side, and that will be a big help there. And there's the slow Y-wing manoeuvre that we've come to expect and love. But if you were flying these 3 SFs, Amy, where would you be heading? Would you aim in all on yellow just to start whittling them down whilst blue disengages, or would you try and split and catch both?
No, I would say all of them to hone in on yellow and try and get in as much damage as possible. I mean, he's practically right there. Blue's got to come back into the fight at some point, so might as well make a start on yellow.
Fair enough. Well, Blue has actually spent one of his R5 charges to gain a hull point back whilst disengaged, so fairly solid shout there, actually, if you're that far out. Ooh, I don't think Quickdraw is going to quite get a range. He might just get a range 3 out there. And that would be ideal, because if he can get the range 3, he's outside of range 2, so no dorsal turret shot. Although I just missed the check there. So it looks like it was range 3. 2 crits going through. And those crits are a fuel leak, which will trigger the next crit. So that'll put him down to 1. So it's a good job he recharged that health there with the R5 Astromech, because that could be quite devastating there. Or actually, I think it could have been a hit crit there, I'm afraid. And there's the first point of damage into yellow. Ooh, hold on, missed an evade dice there for the obstructed. And evades it, so that point of damage is back on yellow. So okay, very, very well played by both of them, acknowledging the mistake there in catching that. But this time that damage will be going through into yellow, so that point is now gone. But does he have range 3 for... Yeah, that's the final proton torpedo there from yellow going into Phasma.
Oh, my Phasma.
Well, what I find interesting, Phasma's ability, because she'll pass that damage to Backdraft instead.
Yeah.
Two hits and a crit. Those are some great evades there. Those are some great evades. So yeah, with Phasma's ability, while you defend after the neutralizer ult step, another friendly ship at range 0 to 1 may suffer 1 hit or crit damage to cancel 1 matching result. So taking that on Backdraft. An ideal would be, if possible, to trigger that onto Quick Draw, because that's a must as well. So it's not a may, it's a must. So if you're in position to do that with Quick Draw and trigger a shield drop there, almost guaranteeing the double tap from Quick Draw, that would be pretty cool. Oh, there is the final prox mine. So it looks like seismic charges were on red there, not blue. So not sure if Quick Draw is going to go fast enough to be caught out by that, or if he's going to turn in and try and head off blue.
I would say maybe a tighter maneuver.
Yeah, it definitely makes more sense. If Quick Draw does a tighter maneuver, that way he's got either blue or yellow there. He's got more options as to what's coming. And bringing those 3 SFs back in line with each other to be able to focus fire is just, it's scary for a 1 of 8 ship. Hey, there's the 5k again. I love a Y-Wing that can do a 5k. It's just unnatural. It's crazy and you just don't expect it. And getting the target lock there. So let's see if... No, doesn't look like Pete was expecting that. So that is a really good range 1 shot there for yellow. Don't know if it catches bullseye though, which is a shame.
No, I think it might just be out of bullseye, but that is still quite it's brilliant range 1 shot.
Yeah, I'm really curious to see what Backdraft is going to do now. I mean, Backdraft's probably going to have to bank to avoid that rock, because it looks like if he goes straight, he's going to go over it.
Does he clip the asteroid?
Oh yeah, he still goes over it, unfortunately. So skips his action step. Oh, that was unfortunate. It was very close to that rock, though. I think it was going to be incredibly difficult to avoid it, and does take a damage.
Certainly helped.
But he's going to have a nice shot down onto blue there. And there's that tighter turn that we were anticipating from Quick Draw. Now, I don't think he's got anyone in arc at the moment. He could potentially barrel roll and get yellow in arc. Or he could just get a target lock and token up right now. That's a really tough decision, actually. I mean, yeah, here we go. He's barrel rolling 2 ship left. I wonder if that gets him in range 1 of Phasma.
Could do.
If he's got a shot on yellow there, which he does, range 1. That was a great barrel roll. So that tighter turn was definitely the right call there. It's odd. It's almost like Pete's managed to half anticipate those K turns. That's 3 hits.
Oh.
That is painful. That is very painful. So down to 1 shield there for yellow. Backdraft does get that nice range 3 shot there. Looks like hit crit. Oh, double evades.
Oh, God.
Absolute disrespect there from Blue. He's like, I'm not going anywhere. I'm sticking this one out.
Darn rebels.
Double evades from a Y-Wing is just... It's the most disrespectful you can get. Good job he's got a target lock there. That's disappointing. Target lock into the exact same result of no damage. So for all that great position there, it was really unfortunate that Wes wasn't able to capitalise on that, but he does have a range 3 from Blue. One hit, 1 damage. So that is actually all shields down on Backdraft. So that's half points. So those points are a lot closer now than they were a moment ago. Wes is really dragging this back. If he can get this right, this could go really well for him.
Yep. However, Backdraft does now have Fanatical triggered.
Yes.
So, I mean, that is one of my favourite upgrades to use within First Order.
It is good, and especially on an SF with that double tapping ability from the front and back, it is really, really quite powerful. Wes going quite aggressive in there. What's he doing? Ooh. Interesting. Not what I would have expected.
No.
Maybe hoping to force a bump and then trigger a nice shot from Blue coming in. We've got no munitions left, unfortunately. All of the proton torps are gone. Another target lock. So those dorsal turrets that could come in particularly handy here. I think yellow's dorsal turret is still into the rear. Where have you gone, Backdraft? I mean, that's just ideal positioning.
Yeah, that is good.
Range 1 in the front arc, quite possibly. Range 2 out the range 1 out the back as well. The power of TIE SFs.
I love them.
So, trying to rotate to the back. That's probably one of the trickiest things with this game is rotating the arc indicators. They're never easy. In fact, I think the easiest one is the TIE Brute because the actual turret on it articulates, so it's easier to do it that way. Just be like, yeah, just look where it actually is on the model. Oh, and I think Phasma is going to catch yellow at range 1.
Ooh.
Where's Quick Draw going? Well, I think Blue might be biting the dust because everything can just go full bore into Blue there. So,
Come on, Blue.
range Oh, range 1 from quick draw into blue. Ooh, that's not a terrible result. Is that? I think that's just a regular hit. Again, it's hard to tell with those. Yeah, just a regular hit. With those really nice dice, they're a bit trickier to spot. So Backdraft will have to do the forward shot there. But that'll do it.
Yeah, that's a good roll.
That's a very dead blue. Not gonna lie, fought really well there, fought solidly and survived a lot longer than you'd probably expect. Yellow now has a very uphill battle. Looks like, I think that looks like a range 1.
Yeah, I think that is.
Yep. And that is the final shield down on yellow. And now for Phasma. Does Phasma have arc? Looks... No, Phasma's out of arc.
Oof. Looks as if she is in arc, though.
Yeah, the angle that the camera's at can be quite deceptive, unfortunately. Oh, Phasma saying no thank you. So, 3 TIE SS versus 1 Y-Wing. What odds do you give the Y-Wing right now? I reckon the Y-Wing. I reckon he can do it. I reckon that Y-Wing is going to take it.
It is possible. However, he's got 5 hull left, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 hull / shield to go through.
He can do it. 6.5 minutes. That's only 2 to 3 damage per minute. It's doable. But you got seismic charge on that obstacle there, so you never know. If Wes is playing it right, could be catching Phasma there. Oh, Backdraft turning away. Unexpected.
No. Maybe he wasn't anticipating the 5k and was hoping that it'd be closer, get him in the rear arc.
Yeah, probably anticipating a hard turn to the right or something. I mean, Wes has pulled off quite a few of those 5Ks this game. And I think it's almost one of those things, if you've got a 5K, you just want to use it, just because it's fun.
Yeah.
Unexpected.
I always do that with Ryad when I have the defenders. However, it's kind of expected. Not unlike this, where it's a surprise.
I mean, Ryad does a K-turn pretty much every other turn. That's what you expect with Ryad. She's such a good pilot. But Phasma called it well.
Yeah.
Probably just going to take a focus, I could imagine, or a target lock. There we go, focus. I feel that's right. And a quick draw. Oh, this isn't looking so good for yellow now. It was looking all right there when Backdraft turned away, but interesting. Go for the barrel roll. Trying to get out of yellow's arc there, I assume. Range 2 Predator is live, which is good. 1 evade. Still 2 damage going through, and one of them is a crit, which is a hull breach. So everything is crits now. So does Backdraft have a super long range 3? Oh, just double checking for that seismic charge, which they did forget about. Looks like it did miss, so no damage there. Phasma next, range 2. I think Backdraft is going to be well outside of range 3. Good job, Phasma has the lock. Oh, that was really good. Oh, the 1 evade. So that's 2 crits. A direct hit or a fuel leak early in there is going to be night-night. So that's a wounded pilot and a weapons failure. That's weapons failure. That's just rude. You don't want that.
No.
I mean, their guns aren't bad, but that is less than ideal for Wes right now. Ooh. But he does get a hit through, which is actually transferred over to Quick Draw, which does trigger Quick Draw's ability.
Oh, God.
Is this how it ends? Just checking for wounded pilot, doesn't get stress. Yeah. This is how it ends.
Oh.
Oh. That was unfortunate. I mean, I'll tell you what. That was some really interesting flying from Wes, and it's just Pete managed to almost call him on it so often. But I think Wes was doing some really good flying there, and those 2 Y-wings have lasted a long old time. But really good flying there from both pilots. So well done, Pete. Well done, Wes. Pete moves on 3-0, and Wes now 2-1 at this stage of the tournament. But Amy, I hope you enjoyed that. Like I said, it's been a while since you've been on the channel, so I hope we brought you a good game there.
Yeah, it was brilliant. Both players did fantastic, and it's good to see First Order.
Yeah,
loved it. You know me. I'm evil to the core, Star Wars wise. So.
I mean, some would say, and we'll leave it there. But yeah, no, Amy, thank you very much for joining us for that. Guys, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget, like the video, subscribe to the channel. If you do enjoy what we're doing, the link for the Patreon is in the description below. But we will see you next time for round 4.